Welcome to Do the Math America. I am Charlene, the Math Shaman.
Percent and applications are covered on pages 91 through 94 of the Beginning Algebra book. Please look in the description box below this video for the PDF file of this textbook, which you may use to print out a hard copy for yourself. What percent of 40 is 5? We can reword that question as 5 is what percent of 40? In this problem, we need to find the percent, which we will call p. So p equals percent. So 5 out of 40 can be rewritten as a fraction, 5 over 40. So first we simplify this fraction. We see that 5 goes into 40 8 times, which means that it simplifies to 1/8. And then since fractions are division problems in which the numerator is divided by the denominator, we will do that division problem, 1 divided by 8. If you need a review on how to divide decimals, please watch my earlier video, lesson 18, on dividing decimals. So back to the problem, 1 divided by 8 works out to be 0.125. So we write that answer next to our problem, 0.125, and now we need to convert the decimal into a percent. I like to use my reference, 1 equals 100%, and I see I need to move that decimal point over to the right 2 places and add a percent sign, which I do with the number 0.125. I move that decimal point 2 places to the right, which gives me 12.5%. So 5 is 12.5% of 40. Joe spent $50 and sales tax $4 to buy a pair of shoes. What percent is the sales tax? So we need to find what percent of 50 is 4. We rewrite this as a number sentence and call percent P. Of is times, so it will be P times 50, and is equal 4. So P times 50 equals 4. When we do algebra, we like to have the numbers written in front of the variables. So I will flip P times 50 around to make it 50 times P. And now my equation reads 50P equals 4. And we solve for P by dividing both sides of the equation by 50. So now on the left-hand side, we have P by itself, and on the right-hand side of the equation, we have 4 over 50. 4 divided by 50 works out to be 0.08. And I go back to my equation and write 0.08 as the solution of 4 over 50, or 4 divided by 50. Now I need to convert 0.08 into a percent, and I go back to my reference. 1 equals 100%. I move my decimal place 2 places to the right and add a percent sign to get the percent. So the decimal 0.08 is 8%. The sales tax is 8%. 40 is 5% of what number? We can rewrite this as a number sentence. 40 equals 5%. And since of means times, we'll have 5% times what number, which we will call y. So 40 equals 5% times y. And since it's more comfortable to have the variable on the left-hand side of the equation, I will flip this equation around to be 5% times y equals 40. Now I convert 5% to a fraction. 5 over 100 times y equals 40. And we work to get y by itself on the left-hand side of the equation by multiplying with the reciprocal of 5/100ths, which is 100 over 5. Whatever we do on one side of the equation, we must balance by doing on the other side of the equation. So we multiply the right-hand side of the equation also with 100 over 5. Now on the left-hand side of the equation, the reciprocals multiply to equal 1 times y, or we get y by itself. And on the right-hand side of the equation, we simplify. 5 goes into 40 8 times, so now we have 8 in the numerator times 100, which equals 800. Y equals 800, or 40 is 5% of 800. 5 1/3% of what number is 1.76? We rewrite that as a number sentence, 5 1/3% times what number, y, equals 1.76. Remember, the word of means times. So 5 1/3% times y equals 1.76. Now we convert the mixed number 5 1/3 into an improper fraction by multiplying the denominator 3 times 5, the whole number, plus 1, the numerator, to get the numerator of 16 over 3. We keep the denominator. Percent times y equals 1.76. Now we convert the percent into a fraction. If you need a refresher on how to do so, please watch lesson 34, percents and fractions. So we convert the percent into a fraction by multiplying the number with 1/100ths, or multiplying the denominator by 100. So we have 16 over 3 times 100 times y equals 1.76. And as before, we isolate y by multiplying this number by its reciprocal, which is 3 times 100 over 16. And whatever we do on the left-hand side of the equation, we must balance by doing the same thing to the right-hand side of the equation. So we multiply 1.76 also with 3 times 100 over 16. So on the left-hand side of the equation, the reciprocals cancel to equal 1, which leaves y by itself. And on the right-hand side of the equation, we multiply 100 times 1.76 to equal 176. And the 100 then cancels out. We now have 176 times 3/16. 176 times 3, we do that calculation on the side and find that it equals 528. So we go back into our equation and simplify 176 times 3 to be 528, and we continue with the calculation, 528 over 16, or 528 divided by 16. If you need a refresher on how to do long division, please watch my earlier video, lesson 6, on division, long division. You might be wondering, why not just use the calculator for this calculation? Well, just like you don't get in shape by watching TikTok videos of people dancing, you don't get good at math by having the calculator do all the work for you. You actually have to go through the work and wrestle with the numbers in order to get good at math. Now back to our problem, y equals 33. So 5 1/3% of 33 is 1.76. And we box our answer. Joe paid $4 sales tax for a pair of shoes he bought. The sales tax rate is 8%. What is the price of the shoes? So we organize ourselves by writing down all the facts of the problem. Sales tax equals $4, and the tax rate equals 8%. The problem we are solving is, what is the price of the shoes? So the question we need to ask is, 8% of what number equals 4? And we start by rewriting that as a number sentence. 8% times because of equals times, 8% times x, or what number, equals 4. So we start by changing 8% into a fraction, 8 over 100 times x equals 4. And once again, we isolate x on the left-hand side of the equation by multiplying by the reciprocal, 100 over 8. And whatever we do to the left-hand side of the equation, we must also do to the right-hand side of the equation. So we also multiply 4 times 100 over 8. And then that simplifies. 4 goes into 8 2 times. Now we have 100 over 2, or 100 divided by 2, which equals 50. So x equals $50. That was the price of the shoes. In order to get good at math, you must do the math. And here on page 94 of the textbook, there are ample practice problems for you to work on. The examples which I have demonstrated in this video will help you do problems 1 through 30. Please do as many problems as you need in order to get a firm grasp of this material. In my next few videos, I will demonstrate problems that will help you with 31 through 40 of this problem set. And please check your answers with those in the back of the book to make sure you did the problems correctly.
If you found this video helpful, please give me a like, subscribe, and share this channel with anyone you know who wants to learn math. Thank you for joining me at Do the Math America.